happened?
Well, apparently I won my game today.
Uh, yeah, I heard it's the first time in his life that Carlsen loses from a player who is younger than he.
Hopefully not the last time. Yeah.
Meaning yourself.
Well, also,
Okay, but about the game, I mean,
yeah, it was
was
well.
it preparation?
No, it
Did
was
he blunder? What was it?
was very disappointing probably because well I how to say I came out of the opening with a fine position that he made after he made a rare move. I reacted well and I got well very pleasant position with no risk at all. And then I thought he probably will concentrate and find some way to escape, and I didn't mind so much. I mean, okay, but position is pleasant because I had no risk, so I could play. And instead, he just made a mistake and then he just blundered piece.
And how are your emotions right now? You just beat the number one in the world for the first time in your life.
Yeah, well, it would have been
Apart
better.
from that, the game is not very high quality.
Yeah,
maybe.
but well, it would have been better if it was the last game of the tournament, of course. But okay, I mean, well, it's nice, of course, to win the game here, especially against first listed player.
Had you ever reckoned with this, or
No, not yet.
and does this change your ambitions for this tournament? Or?
No. I mean, of course, it's well, I would say it's very well. It wouldn't happen maybe next 10 years such game by Magnus. So I mean, okay, it's I was lucky this time, and nothing changes in the tournament for me and for anyone else.
Okay. Well, thank you so far. Can you please show briefly what happened?
Yeah.
And can you please stand on the other side of the board because
Sure.
that's better for the people to watch.
Well, Magnus played d4. It was quite expected. And he played g3 system, also the line I sort of expected. Now I decided to go for one of the lines. Another line is to put pawns like c6, d5. Is considered to be solid. Also, well, it's more often played. Well, it's also played with knight on f3. This g3 system because now white has an extra option of playing e4 and knight e2. But Magnus probably wasn't an expert there either, so he chose knight f3. Knight b6. I think Vashiev showed me this move. It avoids d5 later on. I mean, if castles were included here, then d5 was also an option. Oh, well, this is a very known position. Rook e8. Because e5 means, well, black sort of tries to wait for a good moment to play e5, so he makes useful move. White also should do something, well, some waiting move, because d5, bishop c3 probably been played even, or after rook e1, but I mean it's not the best, not a good sacrifice. So he has to make some waiting move. Rook e1 is played almost exclusively. And now e5 immediately is also possible, but probably is a bit too risky. So a5 is very popular nowadays. Again, I try to push the pawn somewhere and then at a better opportunity to play e5. Well, here he probably, well, his knowledge of the position apparently wasn't really high enough to enter some critical moves. Let's say queen e2. Lately also queen c2 is possible, and moves like b3, h3, whatever, it's possible. But he decided to surprise me with queen d2. Well, it looks like a joke, but in fact it's not so. I realized it wasn't so bad as it looks. If not what I played in the game, because let's say if I make a useful move, probably his idea was rook d1. I'm not sure what his idea was, but I think this was the idea. And now, well, he sort of improved his rook. It's often played positions like this, or rook d1 is played, but with queen on d2 it also makes sense. And now it's not clear what move I make, because e5 will be met by d5. So well, it made sense. And the idea also that after queen e2 or c2, d5 would be strong. And now he sort of has d5. But anyway, I sort of found a nice way of exploiting this queen here, and I was very happy, well, to go for it after I checked if the line worked. Usually it's not so, well, it's possible to play like this with black, but usually the knight's going to be driven back here, and it's playable, but well, the pawn here and the bishop are always well, not so clear. But here I have the tactical idea of playing c6, and with idea a3, c takes d5. This is very nice. Rook is here, by the way, was also very important. This is nice that I take on c3 in some line and the queen will be hanging. Yeah, well, maybe it wasn't a good move a3, but here already black seems fine because.
But Anish,
Yeah.
isn't that a little bit funny? Because, well, he obviously prepared queen d2. And
No,
he didn't.
No, well, he was thinking for 10 minutes and he decided to surprise me. Well, I mean, I'm sure he knew main lines like queen e2, queen c2, but it's not so easy, and he guessed that I did know something there, so he decided to avoid the preparation.
Okay. Go on, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I think I heard also after the game that the move is bad for this reason. But it's not so apparent. I mean, usually this kind of things aren't simple. Well, rook d1, but I think I can take a play e4 always with rook on d1. So okay, a3 he played. Yeah, I mean, if I would play in an open tournament, I would grab the pawn in 1 minute, but I was thinking maybe there's some genius refutation, so I was thinking for 20 or 10, 20 minutes, just to make sure there isn't one. Yeah, well, because of course, if this one, then white is probably better, although it's still not clear, but the white is probably better, but now I have this trick. Here I thought, if I'm not miscalculating, and that was not likely because I did take some time, I was thinking he should probably make a draw by taking. I'm not sure if he makes a draw, but at least I calculate the line which was safe for me. And the idea is if I grab everything on d5, maybe, well, I take with knight or with queen, then e5 pawn will be hanging. I mean, he can take e5 and take d5, so this is sort of because for the moment I was still calculating like equality is fine for me, so well, I think this just equalizes for white. I'm not sure. Maybe I could take with queen. No, I cannot pin his knight because knight is going to get back, so well, this is just equal, I think. Perhaps slightly better even for black if I take. There was an option for him. But it's sort of, well, you don't want to play such lines where you have no risk of winning or tricking your opponent, especially if you consider yourself a stronger player. So he rather quickly took, so I was again thinking maybe I blundered something, but because even at some point I got so scared that I had some idea that perhaps rook was already on c8, and after bc rook c3 is what I missed or something. But okay, that was already of too much calculation. But okay, still, and also, yeah.
Anish, kan je nog iets meer?
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah.
And also I was thinking about moves like maybe knight a4 or something, but of course it's all doesn't make any sense. And the point is that knight a2 is met by b3. So well, he took. And now there's this funny line that if he takes on c8, I take on d2, takes on d8, and I take on the rook. And then I realized that maybe this interesting idea to play queen d2 without rook on e1. But that's for theoretical experts. So he took bc. I didn't see this move at all, but because I tried to find refutation. I mean, all moves with queen were scaring me. Maybe somehow queen gets somewhere so that he can take the rook. Well, here it became quite apparent to me, and then no, not even the 2800 of my opponent could disturb me evaluating the position correctly. Well, it's clearly already better for black. I mean, I was thinking he will find a way to not lose, probably, or I mean to try to trick me. But apparently he didn't. I don't know. Well, a lot of moves are possible, and clearly black is better in any case. Move even like d6, knight c4, queen d5 maybe. But in all these cases, I had easy ways to play solidly, and maybe all the time e4. I mean, if I try to play more energetically for a win, all the time e4 is possible. And I think some moves like queen b2 maybe is possible, or even c4 if maybe yeah, if he wants to equalize, try to equalize at least. Maybe c4 is a move. Then queen to b4, try to get some compensation. Because rook d1 was played. Yeah, but always when rook is on d1, I have e4, bishop g4, so I didn't consider the move seriously. So I didn't see anything. I played just e4. Oh, and then immediate answer knight g5 was played. Perhaps better is to, I don't know. I mean, maybe it makes sense to play like this, but I have so many options. I was very happy to calculate the position. I have bishop g4, knight a4. I mean, positionally my position is better, and also tactically it doesn't look good for white at all. So I didn't see the point of rook d1. Knight h4 is a bit more dangerous because at some point g5 will maybe a threat. Well, at some point, not now. So, but he played knight g5. I think there was some trick I saw first for him. I think, which also by the way didn't work. I think I saw the trick like this or something, but it also didn't work for him. It's when I was first calculating knight g5, but then I thought, of course I have e3, so knight g5 doesn't make sense. But well, he still played, and there was no reason not to play e3. Well, and now it's lost for him, and he well, already chose a way to lose. I like this way to. Well, I was wanted to make sure it ends, at least ends beautifully. But he didn't help me. I mean, he should have played queen b6, e2, rook e1, and then I can give my queen, promote one, take with the rook. And as it often ends, bishop h3, queen d8, bishop f8, and mate will follow. But okay, he played bishop e3, and now not rook e3, because then you never know what's going to happen. But queen g4, and with the idea that rook is attacked, and after f3 I can play knight a4 or c4, and well, this guy is also hanging just in case, and everything is hanging, and only difference that I'm a piece up. So that was it.
Okay, did Magnus say anything after the other side?
No, he made a gesture that was understandable, like well, and I mean doesn't make sense to analyze such game with a 2800 player.
Okay.
I mean,